Hello. So this is regarding the demo of chatbot. What I'm going to show you is how do we develop a chatbot, as well as how does it look like when we deploy it. Along with that, we'll talk about a few features which work for us, which don't work for us, the costing part of it, and everything else. So as you can see, this is the dashboard where we can create a chatbot. A gambit is this small little box. When you click on the box, this is the question which you can ask using the chatbot. Hi, I'm Scooby, your FinWise advisor. How can I help you? And you can use what type of input that the user is gonna give you. Do you want to give him options, as in buttons, like 4 buttons, as I mentioned below? Help me achieve a goal, assist in parking my funds, help me save my tax, or show me just show me the top performing funds. And there are multiple options here. We have date scrollers, we have time scrollers, we have cards, we have rating, we have an image input, we have a location input, text input. In text input, even if you choose text input, you have differentiations like do you want the customer to input a full name or an email ID or address, and the text input format changes accordingly. Even after that, the keyboard type, like it will give you an email keyboard type, which will basically give you at the rate on the first on the flashing screen. It will give you a normal keyboard, a number keyboard in which only numbers would be allowed to be input. For now, we are going to choose buttons, which I have made 4, and you save. So the 4 buttons which we made, basically the 4 options are these 4 arrows that you see here. If I just hover on the first one, you see that help me achieve a goal, assist in parking my funds, save tags, and show me the top performing funds. Now these 4 connectors show you that if the customer clicks on, let's say, help on achieve a goal, this connector will display where the next what the next conversation is gonna be. For now, I've inputted all the 4 conversations to one, which would basically be the basic profiling of the customer. Alright, let's get you started. Can you help me with your DOB? And I've input a date scroller. So basically, I've allowed only past dates. Obviously, it's a DOB. You can't be born in the future. So only past dates are allowed, and the user input would be date scroller. And so DOB, using DOB, we get the age of the customer. We get an idea of whether he's married or not. Once he's done that, can you give me an idea about your annual income? The questions can be reframed. The language that we use is reframe. It's as easy as just deleting this and inputting whatever you want. Save. Now, see, since this has only one input area from the customer, there is only one output, or the one connector which we require to go to Git 3. Now Git 4 is basically, is this your first time investing, or you have previous investment experience? First time investor, I've been investing for past 2 years, for 3 to 5 years, for more than 5 years, and save. Now if you want to see how this all looks like, you can click on the top right preview button, and you can see, hi, I'm Scooby. This is how it will work real time. Like now you are being a customer. On the left side you're being the developer, on the right side you're being the customer. Now you're being the customer, you see how the experience is going to be. Hi, I'm Scooby, your FinWise advisor. How can I help you? Now as a customer, I have 4 options. I can choose any. I say assist in parking my funds. Alright, let's get you started. Can you help me with your DOP? And you get a scroller. I'm just going to input whatever date it is right now. Just a bit of previous. Okay. This is because I changed it to inputting whatever you want. And I will give it a it's a number. So basically now, given his risk profiling, we have 4 different risk profilers here. These 4 options are the 4 red ones you see right here. First one is the first timer, this. So now we can have different flows for these guys. First, if he clicks on the first timer, I'll direct him to a different gambit, and the conversation will be different. If he's been investing for 2 to 3, I'll give him a different gambit. I'll give him a different in this case and in this case. So you can understand how easy it is to make changes in a chatbot. So it's just like a decision tree that you're making on a dashboard, and it just replicates when you deploy it. It just replicates on your as a conversation with a bot. Now, what are the things that work for us in this? It is very light. The app, whichever you launch using your chatbot, is going to be very light. As you can see, it has very minimal developments required in it. It's not going to be very information or image or formulation heavy, which will make the app really slow to load, and in no network areas it will give an issue to the customer, giving a buffering and experience, as we call it. Uh, B, the costing. Now, if you want to look at the costing, let's go to the home page. Okay. So you can see the billing. Um, okay. So basically, there are three different plans based on how much usage of the chatbot is gonna be. The basic differentiation being the number of chats per month. Uh, if you pay $80 per month, you can have 500 conversations on that chatbot. Basically, 500 customer conversations. If you want 1,000 customer conversations, it changes to 199 with features which are explained in detail, which are long lasting list. And a custom, basically, if you're gonna expect immensely high volume of conversations on your chatbot, it's basically 10,000 chats per month, and it's a custom base which we'll have to get touch with them in order to get there. And you can create any bot. We can have four different bots for the four different journeys. We don't even necessarily need one bot. Add to that, you can deploy this bot not just on app. You can deploy this over your Facebook or over your WhatsApp. So basically, if you'll see your Facebook Messenger integration, basically integrate the bot with your Facebook page. So basically now, if anyone wants to buy anything, maybe necessarily they don't need to download your app, or they don't need to have your chatbot link. All they need is your Facebook Messenger. There is this one bot residing in our Facebook Messenger who is doing all the selling for us. Similarly, they have an integration with WhatsApp. You have a number dedicated to help customer achieve their goals. If any customer wants to achieve the goal, that's the number we market. And the customer, the most app which the customer, most is the wrong word. The app which the customer uses the most, the two apps, are the messaging apps. Nowadays, messaging apps popularity have increased way more than the normal apps. Your WhatsApp, your Facebook messengers, your Snapchat, etc., are have X. I don't know how many X, but I think n number of n times X of your normal apps. So basically, having those integrations with the Facebook Messenger and WhatsApp helps you connect the customer at a level which he is comfortable at. The customers nowadays are very comfortable using WhatsApp. They know how it works. Basically, there's nothing there in that which works, but still, they are very confident and comfortable in that. So having a chatbot deployed over WhatsApp will help us connect with those customers, making it easy for the customer, not having them to download any app. Uh, they might have space constraint on their phones, or their phones must be lagging slow if they download an app. All they need is a WhatsApp messenger, and your bot would be working on a WhatsApp messenger on a dedicated number, which would be named as a Finwise bot or whatever the name we decide. Uh, and the customer can directly just uh, message that particular number, and the conversation starts. There is a bot which starts the conversation there. There is a bot which will end the conversation there with all the journey questions that we require. So I'll just go back to okay, not creating the bot, give me my chatbot, spin wisely bot. And it is as simple. You add a gambit, you have this gambit here, you keep on moving it around. Let's say this is the first one, is the first timer. I want this to be the first timer. I just need to connect the bottom to the top, and now it's connected. Now every time the customer clicks on the first time, the next conversation is gonna be get 5. Now get 5, whatever I put the question is gonna be the question. Let's say okay, um, so he has given me his age, he's given me his annual income, and he's given me his investment experience. Now the next step is I'm going to show him some goals. Okay, here are some shortlisted goals we selected for you. Which of these to achieve first? It's gonna be a button. Now option is gonna be car in 2 years. Sorry, I have a bad cold and suffering from viral. 3 car, house, vacation, child education. Now for now I'm only inputting the names of the goals. Uh, what we can ideally do is give him some information on how achievable these goals are on this page itself. Let's say something like a dream car in uh, 2 years at 2k per month, or a house in 4 years at 4.5k a month. That is something which should be up for discussion whenever we develop it. But basically you can do many customizations here. It is right now all you have right now what you can see is the interface which I'm using as a trial user. We will need certain level of API integrations along with our own system so that it pulls the data from our system live. That is also possible. They have API integration modules available. For that, I'll have to upgrade to Pro and have a conversation with the owner of the stars, who is a guy named Ish. They are based out of Bangalore. Alright, so yeah, save. That's it. So now, if you go to preview, now if we have set a conversion for the first time, let's say assist in parking my funds. Yeah. So we have created a tree for the first timer, so I'm going to click on first timer because if I click on anything then nothing's going to happen. And as you can see, okay, here are some shortlisted goals we chose for you. Which of these one you want to choose first? Something like this, and he just, let's see, give me a house in 4 years or a month. Now the best thing about this is you can maybe use this chatbot not to cater to the entire customer journey. You can have it to a point where then you will hand it over to our sales guy as a lead. You see where he has chosen up till, again there's something which will go for discussion along with the team where what all do we want to achieve using this chatbot. We can have the entire journey here where you can go till the transaction page and make the transaction over the chatbot. Even that is possible. Or at we can take him till a level where we have gathered all the information that we require. Is we have done his risk profiling, we know his goals, we know his preference over in goals over tax over top performing, and now we can make a sale which is going to be much more focused. So we can do that. We can lead this to be a very intentful lead, or we can lead this to be a end of transaction. uh, but basically what a chatbot is a duplication of what's there on this gambits display build view. So you just move this around. You can create as many gambits as you want. This will go up and down, and your entire chatbot would be here. Best part, very light, very fast, very easy, low, very low investment cost. Developing this is almost zilch money, and once you have developed it, let's say even if we go for a premium plan, it's gonna be to about $200 a month, which is 13,000 INR, about 13 to 13,500 INR a month, which is basically, let's just assume it's a cost of one of the guys we are paying who's gonna chat with all the customers, and it's still a cheaper option paying one guy 13,000 to chat with all the customers with fixed responses, with no mistakes, with no variances whatsoever, and he will talk the script that we want him to talk. Okay, this is the basic demo of it. I'm gonna share with you guys the link, the credentials which I have. Using that you can play around. You can, for now you can create up to 10 chatbots. What you can do is you can click on create a bot, you can add whatever name you want, and you can say create. Now it will say the conversation bot is created, taking you to it, and then you get to the gambits page. You click on add a gambit, and there it is. You started your bot. Now alley orange, you click on alley orange. Okay. Gosh. So now if you have two chatbots, fit wisely one which I made, just Alex Orange one. Alright, I think this is it. In case of questions, of course, we will have a conversation for